Hello, gaming, and welcome back to Star Trek Online. Alright, we are set and poised and ready for the next time travel adventure. We're apparently trying to find Sela so we can find a time-related copy of someone who already exists in our universe. Alright, let's begin Survivor. So this is the continuing story of the Enterprise C after they crashed, or after they transferred times and caused our timeline to shift, as well as the timeline of the USS Enterprise in Next Generation episode. So, I think if I remember correctly, the Next Generation episode is called Yesterday's Enterprise, I believe. But yeah, so they eventually made it back to the main timeline. And that's how Empress Sela was born. Now entering the Satora system, no sign of any ships or on sensors, Romulan or otherwise. Tower Master, Transporter Room 1 reports that Agent Daniels has just beamed in. Welcome aboard, Agent. What's your take on all this?
If she's here, we'll need to draw her out. Sela's not easily found if she doesn't want to be. In the meantime, there's a structure on one of the larger asteroids, but the mineral content there is making long-range scanning difficult. I recommend we take a closer look.
What sort of structure?
Looks like a small base of some kind. Industrial. Possibly military. Whatever it is, it's running at low power. We'll get a better idea at close range.
Understood. Take us in closer, Helm.
Our intel shows a lot of Romulan activity in this system, in Sela's name. Command believes she's planning an assault of some kind, and gathering tactical resources.
I wonder what for. All lined up. Alright. Here we go. Okay, let's get in a little closer here. Take a look at this Romulan base.
Looks like an abandoned Tal Shiar base. Or what's left of one.
Alright, scanning the outpost.
It looks like the interior has been stripped of anything useful over an extended period of time. This could be the work of Sela's forces. They've been... Wait! Picking up enemy contacts. Romulan ships decloaking.
Shields up, red alert. Alright, and suddenly we're under attack. Do that, and that.
They're disengaging.
Okay then.
Those ships were older, but battle-ready and in good repair. It's unusual of them to run so quickly. We should stay sharp. There's probably more of them out there waiting under cloak. In the meantime, we damage their propulsion systems in the fight. They're leaking plasma.
Helm, follow that plasma trail now.
As long as they keep leaking plasma, we can follow their trail. They're not trying to lose us. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Alright. In other words, they're leading us into a trap. At least that's what it seems like. See. Alright, so those are all my ships. Alright, let's go. Come on, keep up.
Unidentified ship, you You are trespassing in sovereign Romulan space, and you are outnumbered. Surrender now.
Nice to see you too.
Oh, it's you again.
We're not here to fight, Sheila. Stand down.
No. You are still trespassing in my space, and I could use a new ship for my armada.
Red alert tactical, fire to disable only. Okay. Sheila's flagship. And Tarvo Light Warbird. Okay, the Warbird's down. It's about to become a black hole. There we go.
Rear shields failing.
Fine, we'll talk. Cut to the chase and tell me what it is you want.
Information, specifically on the location of certain Tal Shiar prisoners.
Ah, I'd wondered when you'd get around to looking for the Enterprise C survivors.
Where are they? A logical deduction. Where are they? Tell me where they are now.
When the Enterprise C survivors were taken, my father agreed to let the rest of the crew live, so long as Lieutenant Yar served as his concubine. She was executed, but my father loved his wife. I am aware of her condition, but I will only take you there if you agree to bring me with you.
If you come with us, you agree to be arrested. No tricks.
And what assurances do I have that I won't simply be executed? I will not agree to my death.
We'll make arrangements for incarceration, not execution.
If I agree to this, I will be held in house arrest, somewhere reasonably pleasant by my own standards. I will not be cut off from access to the outside world, and I will not be given any sort of death penalty. Further, you will allow my crew and their ships to go without harassment.
I'm sure such arrangements can be made. Prepare to beam aboard. Alright. Once again, we have Sheila
The survivors of the Enterprise C
in our
in
ear.
the Tal Shiar prison world. Set a course for the Pictet system. I shall make my way to the bridge of this quaint little ship.
Very well. Helm, plot a course. Course laid in for the Pictate system, Dahar Master. Ready to warp at your command. Warp out. Engage the core. I miss lower decks already.
I'm reading several Tholian ships on sensors, along with some unusual temporal fluctuations. Tholians dislike anything involving time travel. We should be cautious. If they think we're responsible, they may become hostile.
Agreed. Anything you'd like to add, Sheila?
This is the Pictet system, one of many worlds where the Tal Shiar would send assets important enough to keep, but not threatening enough to kill. Supplies to this world stopped when Hobus was destroyed, but the Enterprise C crew are proven survivors. I admit the Tholians being here is new. Surely they won't be too difficult for you to handle.
Shields up. Helm, take us in. Notice that all of my ships are gone now. Okay, we're gonna wait for the other ones to launch. Reactivate that. And then we will head out. There we go. The reason being because as soon as I get into battle, I want to activate high energy communications network to level every one of my ships up at least 1 star, making them much more potent. Oh, I can also cloak and decloak for this. I activated the wrong thing. Oh crap.
Stabilize quickly. Not a good sign.
Okay then. So, thankfully the thing that I accidentally activated, the Great Material Continuum, it's the best thing to use against those giant nets, so I got lucky. Okay, another orb weaver near a thingy.
The anomaly will be purged, as will you. Vengeance for the fallen.
Sure. You keep believing that. And destabilized.
Another temporal anomaly. It was emitting high levels of tachyon radiation and chronotons before it dispersed. I'll need more data, but I think it was an unstable gateway into transdimensional space.
I see.
Scan one. I want to see what they were so interested in.
Plot a course, we'll scan one. Okay, apparently it's in this direction. This direction. Which direction? There it is. Of course, they made this one so small you can't see it.
Based on these readings, I believe I've found an origin point for these anomalies. They're coming from the planet below. I suggest sending an away team down to collect data.
Right, let's get down and... Wait, shields up, Tholians! Oh boy, here we go again. Deactivate this, that'll help out a lot.
All clear. We should check out the planet while we can.
Yes, we need to check the planet. So whatever's causing these anomalies is coming from down there. Alright, come on, give me back my fast speed. There we go.
I am detecting signs of habitation, but there's a lot of temporal disturbances down there. They're making it hard to obtain a clear reading at this distance.
Let's go down for a closer look. Sheila?
Assemble your most able crewmen and... My apologies. This is your ship. You give the orders.
Indeed. Daniels, Sheila, you're with me. Let's beam down and see what's happening. Okay, so we can only take these two. Good two to choose from. That's a good point.
We've beamed down into an open courtyard within what's left of the Tal Shiar prison. Doesn't look like it's been inhabited for some time. I'm reading a number of temporal anomalies nearby, but my tricorder's having trouble analyzing the data. We're going to need to get closer.
Understood.
The shipments of supplies stopped long ago. Anyone alive down here will have a hard time. I suppose that's too bad for Admiral Tanay.
Who said anything about Admiral Tanay?
That is what this is about, isn't it? There are two of her and no one else. If you find her, I doubt she will be alive.
We're going to search for her regardless. Alright, let's see what we got.
This world was abandoned by the Tal Shiar decades ago. I doubt there's anyone left. The survivors of the Enterprise C might have left personal items behind.
Like this. Datapad.
This datapad dates back to the late 23rd century. It lacks power, but it should work once it's recharged.
See if you can power it up. There could be useful data on it. Alright, moving on. There's something glowing over here. And that thing... Let's see, another data pad.
This place hasn't been inhabited for a while. Thing is, the tricorder's giving a range of time from 3 months to 30 years. We're dealing with some serious temporal flux here.
That could be a problem. Let's keep moving.
That's one of the temporal anomalies. I wouldn't recommend entering its area of effect. From what I'm reading here, contact with the anomaly will do considerable damage to anything organic. That being said, I believe we can deal with this. Stand over there, and between the two of us, we should be able to nullify the anomaly.
Understood. Alright, collect the data pad. Look at that. Old and abandoned, brand new-ish. Search for signs of the survivors.
Someone's been here recently. The tricorder's picking up numerous signs of habitation in the area. By the look of things, someone stripped this area of all useful items and moved on.
We should move on then too. We'll need to find a way past the gates.
This gate appears to have been locked from the outside. Perhaps they knew about the anomaly but didn't have the means to handle it. Ah, there's a manual override over there near our beam down site. We can use it to open the gates.
The controls appear to be behind some gates and more temporal anomalies.
When we disrupted this anomaly, it seemed to fracture, forcing more anomalies into our timeline. I think we might be able to use that to our benefit, though. I'll stay here and act as an anchor. Find the best spot and use your tricorder to emit the dispersal pattern again. We should be able to push those bubbles away from the gate controls. If you get stuck, I'll be able to get you out of trouble.
I'll disperse the anomalies and make a path to the gate controls.
The gate controls are trapped within an anomaly. We'll have to disperse it to use them.
Okay then. So you've noticed, I assume you've all noticed that Daniels isn't looking ragged and weird right now. So for some reason, well, it's because they never reprogrammed it, but he's supposed to be savaged at this point, but he's not. For some reason. Disrupt temporal anomaly.
Looks like some of the closed gateways are rusted now. Find another spot.
Okay. So, some of the closed spots are rusted over, and they've come in contact with the temporal anomalies.
I think I can see a clear path to the controls.
Okay. We now have a clear path to the controls. There it is. Open gateway.
The gate's open. Try to disperse where you are. It should open an escape path for you.
Alright, let's see what happens. I am engulfed in an anomaly and dying. And now I can return to Daniels, and we can move forward. Alrighty then. Hi. Speak with Daniels. Now everyone's back. Here we go.
Excellent. The gate's open, and we can continue our search for Tanae. Well done. Before we move on, I've managed to bring the data pad online again. It might contain clues on what happened. Looks like it's a personal unit. The primary user is Lieutenant Tasha Yar of Starfleet.
Are you certain?
Give me that. The first entry dates to 2389, nearly 40 years after she was executed. Or at least 40 years after she was supposed to have been executed.
Let's see the entry.
I am Natasha Yar, Security Chief of the Federation Starship Enterprise D. Well, at least that's who I was. For the past 4 years, I've been Tal Shiar prisoner 24601. But even that changed a week ago. Our regular supply drops from the Star Empire stopped 3 months ago. The guards started caring too much about what might be going on elsewhere in the quadrant and caring too little about their prisoners. We were able to overpower them.
Interesting.
We've managed to recover some data pads like this one, but there isn't enough here for us to call for help or escape. I'm leaving this record in case anyone comes looking for us. Sela, if you find this, I still love you. I've missed you.
Logins.
Lieutenant Yar was supposed to have been executed. My father said it happened. There were witnesses. How can... Clearly, there was some judicious alteration of history.
So it would appear.
The Enterprise C survivors were here, but something drove them away. Something more than the loss of supplies. We should continue looking for the survivors. Your duplicate of Tanae may yet be alive on this rock.
Your father lied to you.
It would not have been the first time. No doubt he thought she might still have been useful in some way. I can see the pity in your eyes. Keep it. His decision allowed me to become the person I am. I do not regret that.
I just think it might be hard to hear now. Tasha was alive all that time.
Look, there's a path ahead.
Alright, let's move on then.
This
First,
anomaly looks more stable than the others. It's probably less deadly, but let's not find out now.
wow, I just charged in. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Salmon half-buried datapad.
The generators died, no one knows why. Richard thinks it might have been the big predators. Tanae thinks she might be able to salvage some of the parts. I hope she can. She's been glaring over the remains for the last 3 hours. 2 more dead. We can't stay here. The animals know the fence won't harm them anymore. I rigged an early warning system using a trick I learned growing up on Turkana 4, but that won't stop them. Took a vote, and we're moving.
Alright,
We'll build a new settlement in the old secondary supply bunker the Tal Shiar abandoned 20 years ago. The surviving guard has agreed to guide us there. Loyalty to the Tal Shiar fades. You've been stranded with the inmates.
yeah, kind of does.
Lieutenant Yar never discussed Turkana 4. When I was older, I discovered why. She was a survivor. It is clear that her arrangement with my father was just that. Obviously, she continued that trait into her existence here. There's more ground to cover.
Indeed, let's keep following the path.
There's another unstable anomaly.
Yes, there is.
The anomaly has left some of the rock in a molten state.
You took readings in orbit. Surely we should continue looking.
Alright, let me disperse this.
Clearly, these anomalies must be connected to your mission. Now, while you take a leisurely stroll through the jungle, I will be moving on. It appears that there are more survivors than initially believed.
On that, we're in agreement. Let's keep searching.
A lot of interference. Incoming. Tanae!
Go away! Leave this place!
Okay then. Oh, she's attacking us. Let me use my pheromones on you. There we go. Nope, she still threw a grenade at me.
No! Please, not again! Stay away!
Whoop.
It seems your duplicate, Tanae, is still alive, and she isn't pleased to see you. I don't really blame her. I wasn't exactly thrilled to see you again, either.
I see a structure ahead. Let's check it out.
She's run off, but there's an even larger anomaly close by.
It looks like it was a structure at one point, but I doubt any survivors would remain in a ruin like this.
Another temporal anomaly, and this one is larger than the last. There are temporal eddies moving through the area, and a few stable locations between them. Now, if you establish temporal stabilizers in these 3 locations, we can disperse the anomaly and get a better look at the area. Hopefully, the Enterprise C survivors were able to escape the area before this happened.
Understood. So essentially, for this one, you have to stay within the glowy circle thing till it takes you to the location that you need to go to. However, since you're in this and in that, it automatically puts you in your, what's it called? Whoa, oh, dang it. Switched places on me. I should have kept moving forward. It'll auto put me, into my EV suit.
There's a stable pocket ahead of you. Set up the first stabilizer there.
Alright, so we set up the stabilizer.
First stabilizer, 2 more to go.
Now we can move on. That was close. I should have waited for the second one to arrive, but hey, I didn't take any damage, so next stabilizer. Okay, moving on. Right, next. Disrupt the anomaly.
Incredible! Dispersing the anomaly restored more than I expected. We should look for clues.
Indeed we should. Alright, so we got clues around here. Supplies. Data pads. Let's see here. What are we looking for, Daniels? Alright, search for clues. Here we go.
We found an entire grove of saplings. Richard swears the same area was full of towering trees last week. He might be mistaken. We're both getting older. I thought I saw a Romulan in the brush. He was wearing a 22nd century style uniform. When I looked again, he was gone. Maybe I'm going senile. Richard insists I'm too young. Maybe it's because the outside world has been on my mind. Sela has been on my mind. I wonder what happened to her. While her father was a Tal Shiar general, he spared my life in the end. Perhaps he wasn't petty and cruel to her. I hope he wasn't. If you should find this, happy 50th birthday, Sela. I have missed you. I only regret we were separated.
Alright, logins. Next.
Shelter ruined. Last tricorder gone. Half our stores destroyed. 5 dead. The hunters and gatherers returned to find many dead and unconscious. used my emergency medic training, but I was a security officer, not a doctor. Devek might not make it.
That's unfortunate.
None of them can remember what happened. Without the tricorder, we can't scan the area or for internal injuries. I suspect that there is something on the planet causing anomalies of some kind. Danae has not reacted well. She's been talking to herself and keeping apart from everyone. A problem for later. Survival now.
Of course. And last but not least...
Some sort of temporal inversion happened here. Some of the rock returned to an earlier molten state, while some of the building materials aged over 200 years. Anyone standing close to these objects would have been affected as well, regressed to infancy, or aged to the grave.
Same thing could happen to us if we're not careful. Okay. Alright, Gaming, thank you so much for joining me today, and as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out when you do that. As I always like to say at the end of these videos, don't get assassinated!